We all in. Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Rack Unfiltered. Obviously, us NFL fans heard the news yesterday that CeeDee Lamb's contract holdout is finally over. He will sign a 4-year deal worth $136 million, $100 million guaranteed, and he will sign the biggest signing bonus in NFL history at $38 million. Now, guys, with this contract, CeeDee Lamb becomes the second highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, just behind Justin Jefferson and ahead of the likes of A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Tyreek Hill. And CeeDee Lamb also becomes the second highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, just behind, again, Justin Jefferson, who's making $35 million a year. Now, guys, if you guys ask me, this contract was absolutely deserved by CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb broke a bunch of Cowboys single-season records last year with 135 receptions, 181 targets, 1,749 receiving yards, and 12 receiving touchdowns. Obviously, the first three being Cowboys single-season records, like I said. And guys, CeeDee Lamb, without him, Dallas's offense is absolutely stagnant. And we've seen that in the past, obviously, when CeeDee Lamb hasn't been able to play some games, of course. And we know how vital he is for Dak Prescott. Since 2020, CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott have had a 93.1 QBR rating when Dak Prescott is targeting Lamb. That is the highest among NFL quarterback receiver combos since 2020, minimum 250 targets. Now, guys, that's very impressive for that quarterback duo, especially after the year they had last year. But this didn't all start off well for CeeDee Lamb when he first joined into the league. As you guys see CeeDee Lamb's numbers here, of course, CeeDee Lamb in his first year, he only had 74 receptions, only 935 yards, and he only had 5 touchdowns. The year later, he had a little bit of improvement in numbers, 79 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. But then after, in 2022, that's when his numbers really skyrocketed with 107 receptions, 1,359 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And then obviously this year, the year before his contract year is up, he had a massive leap in every category, of course. Now, with CeeDee Lamb signed, the big question mark goes to number 4, the quarterback, Dakota Rain Prescott. What will happen now that CeeDee Lamb has been signed? A lot of people have been speculating now that CeeDee Lamb has been signed, that they think because he agreed to this contract that now Dak Prescott is going to sign a deal, because CeeDee Lamb is not going to agree to a deal if he doesn't know who's going to throw him the football. But I don't know about that yet, guys, because it seems pretty evident that I don't think the Cowboys are willing to commit $60 million plus to a quarterback who has a 2-5 record in the freaking playoffs. Okay? Joke of a record, and I don't know if we could pay Dak that kind of money, but we saw what happened with Trey Lance in the preseason. We saw what happened in his last game. The man threw 5 freaking picks, for Christ's sakes. Now, a lot of people are saying give Trey Lance time, give him snaps, all that shit. I don't know if we can do that or not. We're going to have to see how the season plays out and what Jerry Jones and the Cowboys have planned. But speaking of Jerry Jones, someone asked Jerry Jones yesterday if he plans on ever stepping down as GM of the Cowboys, and this is Jerry Jones' answer. Hell no. There's nobody that could fucking come in here and do all the contracts and be a GM any better than I can. The reason I don't let somebody else be the GM is because I don't have anybody that I will let actually do it right. And they're going to have to come to me, and because I know where it is that, you're going to pay for it. Typical Jerry Jones, talking because he loves the limelight and the cameras. The one thing that gets me pissed about Jerry Jones, guys, is that it was inevitable that he was going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb, and he just kept on prolonging the process. Adam Schefter said it yesterday that the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb's camp were at a stalemate for multiple weeks, over $1 million. Okay, the Cowboys offered CeeDee Lamb $33 million. He wanted $34, and the Cowboys and his camp were at a stalemate. Jerry Jones knew at the end of the day he was going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb. Okay, this is the problem with Jerry Jones. He has been completely fleeced by not only CeeDee Lamb, he's going to get fleeced by Dak Prescott if he has to pay him. But we'll have to see if Jerry Jones does. But the fact that Jerry Jones just continues to talk out of his ass time after time again, it just gets so annoying, and I'm just so sick of him talking when he shouldn't be. Okay, this season is make or break for this team, and probably Jerry Jones, he is going to receive a lot of scrutiny if this team here does not only not make the playoffs, but if they get eliminated again in the first round. Okay, I don't care what it is, divisional round, wild card round, I don't give a shit. Okay, this franchise has been a complete mess because of Jerry Jones and the way he operates and the way he talks. It's just completely worn thin with not only myself, but I'm sure a bunch of Cowboys fans. And I'm sure a bunch of Cowboys fans were worried about CeeDee Lamb not signing. I wasn't in particular, but I understand the skepticism by some fans because you can never trust Jerry Jones when it comes to contracts. We heard about what happened with Des Bryant all these years ago. Des Bryant was on a podcast with Ryan Clark about all the tactics Jerry Jones does when it comes to negotiations. It's an absolute circus, okay, with Jerry Jones and contract negotiations. The only person who I know he didn't have problems with are Tony Romo and Jason Witten. They're the only two guys that I know he never had issues with when it came to contract negotiations, because we all know what Jerry felt about Tony Romo. He was like a second son to him, of course, right? So that is going to be said right then and there. Jerry Jones and the management, they need to shut up and just freaking pay the guys that deserve to get paid. Obviously, I mentioned Dak Prescott. We obviously know that Micah Parsons needs a new deal as well. And if you guys ask me who I'm paying Micah Parsons, of course, because you don't find linebackers like Micah Parsons on trees. They don't come around every draft. Micah Parsons is an extremely special player, and he's a winner. Well, he's not a winner yet in the NFL, but he has a winning mentality, per se. Excuse me. He's not a winner, of course. We know the Dallas Cowboys haven't won a goddamn thing in 30-plus freaking years. So we know that. But he has a winning mentality, Micah Parsons, and I love him for that. Okay, another thing that's going to happen with the Cowboys is they are welcoming Dalvin Cook, who I saw in NFL rumors. They're going to be welcoming him for a meeting, of course. They're going to see if they can help the running back game, which is absolutely important because we do not want to be going into the NFL season with Ezekiel Elliott and his nose rings as number one option at running back, because I can't stand Ezekiel Elliott. We all know that Zeke Elliott is past his peak. Okay, he's not a great running back anymore. If he runs for over 800 yards this year, I'll be shocked. Shocked if he does that. Okay, so I hope the Cowboys look at Dalvin Cook. Now, a lot of people are not happy that Dalvin Cook is getting looked at because a lot of people feel Dalvin Cook is also past his prime. He's also injury prone. He's had a bad shoulder before. But Cook has stated that he's felt the best in years, of course. Anybody says that, obviously. But I'm optimistic to see what the Cowboys do with him. Maybe they give him a look at, and we'll see what happens there. But one other thing I saw, guys, regarding the CeeDee Lamb contract is that with him signing this deal, the Cowboys are going to save some money, of course. This is a tweet from Patrick Walker. It says, your CeeDee Lamb was set to hit the Cowboys cap in 24 with $17.99 million fully guaranteed. But his deal reduces it to $8.75 million a year, 7.5, and it saves $9.24 million. Dak Prescott, $66.275 million cap hit for 24 could flip to $22 million in savings with the new deal. Unused cap rolls into 25 combines with annual cap increase. So now with CeeDee Lamb's contract being signed, guys, the Cowboys are going to save about $9 million, which is great and all, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens, guys. But thank God the Cowboys finally got their number one receiver signed, because the season starts in 12 days against the Cleveland Browns on the road. And obviously, we know how we are on the road. We didn't have a great year last year on the road. 3-5 last year on the road. I should know. I was at one of those road games in Buffalo, and we all know what happened in Buffalo. Bloody disaster. We know that, of course. But guys, thank God CeeDee Lamb has finally been paid. Now we see what happens with Dak Prescott and guys like Micah Parsons, of course. But the season is right around the corner, guys. Am I looking forward to it? Yes and no. Will this be Mike McCarthy's last year? I think it most likely will be. Will this be Dak Prescott's last year as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys? It very well could be, guys. It very well could be. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited that football is finally here and around the corner, guys. And CeeDee Lamb is going to be sticking around for the next 4 years. But we'll have to see what happens moving forward. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. That'll be it for this one. Click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Cowboys, go. Football starts in less than 2 weeks, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you are more. Ciao, guys.